Pavlik gives a little flash there, makes the save.
In the history of hockey has Stetcher only has the one goal.
Patrick Roy, one of the finest goalies in NHL history. Patrick Roy is known for his windmill glove saves, which rank among his most illustrious accomplishments. Roy was renowned for having blazing quick reflexes and the ability to produce amazing saves that astounded both opponents and fans during his whole career. In Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals between his Colorado Avalanche and the Detroit Red Wings, Roy made one of his most renowned windmill glove saves. Late in the game, with the Avalanche ahead 2-1, the Red Wings had a power play and were actively attempting to score to tie the score in order to maintain the advantage and ultimately advance the Avalanche to the Stanley Cup Finals. Detroit's Steve Yzerman launched a shot from the point that appeared to be destined for the top corner of the net. However, Roy leapt to his left and made a windmill glove stop to keep the puck in play. But Roy's windmill glove saves weren't just for the postseason. Roy produced a windmill glove save against the Montreal Canadiens during a regular season game in 1996 that is still regarded as one of the best saves in NHL history. Brian Savage of Montreal appeared to have Roy beat when he had a clear breakaway, but Roy dove to his left and produced an incredible windmill glove save, plucking the puck out of the air and kept the game alive. Hasek save. The Buffalo Sabres were another team from the Adams division that had a few players who we became fond of. Alexander McGillney, Pat LaFontaine, and the best goalkeeper in the world, Dominik Hasek. In addition to being Andy Moog, Cam Neely, and Bobby Orr of the Boston Bruins. The save happened during a game between Hasek's Buffalo Sabres and the Washington Capitals in the first round of the 1996 playoffs. Joe Juneau of the Capitals found himself with the puck in the slot late in the game and blasted a shot towards the right corner of the goal as the Sabres held on to a 2-1 lead. The puck appeared to be heading for the goal, but Hasek swiftly responded, springing to his right and extending his glove hand in a full windmill motion, snatching the puck out of the air and keeping the Sabres ahead. The Sabres won the game and the series thanks in large part to the save, which was immediately regarded as one of the greatest in NHL history. As the NHL's most valuable player, Hasek went on to lead the Sabres to the Eastern Conference Finals that year and take home the first of his 2 Hart trophies in quick succession. Due to his lack of Stanley Cup victories, I almost didn't include Hasek on this list. Despite starting only 1 game, he won 2 cups. The fact that this man was the first goalie since Jacques Plante to win the Hart Memorial Trophy, awarded annually to the league's most valuable player, was what persuaded me to choose another route. He repeated this throughout the course of 2 years, not just once. The Hart Trophy has been given out 86 times. To put this in context, only 6 times out of those 86 times has a goalie won the Hart Trophy, twice to Hasek. Hasek was the team while he was playing for the Buffalo Sabres. He elevated them to a position of significance and led them to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they fell to the Dallas Stars on a highly contentious overtime goal. Hasek's windmill glove save was the ideal illustration of his superb reflexes, flexibility, and imagination as a keeper. He was a fan favorite throughout his career and one of the finest goaltenders of all time, thanks to his ability to produce saves in unusual situations and at crucial times. Marc-Andre Fleury's windmill glove save. One of the best saves in NHL history is largely considered as being made by Marc-Andre Fleury with his windmill glove in Game 7 of the 2009 Stanley Cup Finals. The Penguins were up 2-1 with little over a minute left in the contest when Detroit's Nicklas Lidstrom launched a shot from the point that was destined for the far top corner of the goal. Fleury, who was standing on the other side of the crease, jumped to his right and reached out with his gloved hand. The puck was then stopped in his glove just before it crossed the goal line, after he made a windmill-like motion with his glove. The save was an amazing feat of agility and hand-eye coordination that contributed to the Penguins' Stanley Cup Finals triumph. Following the save, Fleury's teammates surrounded him on the ice, and the incident has since gained notoriety as one of the most memorable in NHL playoff history. Over the course of his career, Fleury has produced numerous more amazing windmill glove saves, showcasing his tremendous talent and quickness as a goalie. One of his trademark saves, the windmill save, has helped him become known as one of the best goalies of his generation. Ryan Miller. When the net is empty, Ryan Miller dives to make a nasty glove save. Last night in Detroit, the Red Wings defeated the Canucks 3-1, but it may have been 4-1 if not for Vancouver goalkeeper Ryan Miller's mesmerizing display in net. With just under 2 minutes remaining in the third period, the play occurred. When Vancouver accidentally turned the ball over in the neutral zone, and Detroit captain Henrik Zetterberg had a bead on the now empty net, they were about to substitute Miller for an extra skater. Miller swerved back and around to see what he could do. Zetterberg unleashed it from the red line, and Miller sprawled while saving it with his diving glove. Miller received a standing ovation from the Detroit crowd after the play, which is understandable when you're about to seal a victory, but still kind. Miller, who is growing sick of this garbage, was unaffected by it. Miller stated of clearing the net, "Coming back from 2 goals is tough, but anything can happen. I had already started and it was such a quick turnover. I'm getting a little tired of watching pucks go into empty nets." Miller stopped the shot just in front of him, his first encounter with Zetterberg, but gave up a juicy rebound that Dylan Larkin only needed to tap back in for Detroit to score 32 seconds into the game. It's possible that Miller is also sick of that garbage because the Canucks just finished a miserable 6-game road trip with a 1-5 record. The save. The save remains a huge part of Penguins lore 26 years later. Goaltender Frank Pietrangelo's amazing stop against Peter Stastny of the Devils in their 1991 playoffs has stood the test of time in Pittsburgh. Frank Pietrangelo hasn't kept a lot of memorabilia from his NHL career, one that saw the goaltender play 141 games for the Pittsburgh Penguins and Hartford Whalers between 1987 to 1994. But he did keep a very special glove, a Hedon model trapper that to a large degree helped propel the Penguins to the 1991 Stanley Cup championship, their first of 4 to date. The Penguins were kept alive in 1991 by Pietrangelo's impossible glove save on New Jersey Devils center Peter Stastny in Game 6 of the Patrick Division semifinals. In Pittsburgh, 26 years later, it is still referred to as the save. Long ago made a proper noun in this city, celebrated on a giant mural with team icons Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby. Ondrej Pavelec. Several notable glove saves were made by various goaltenders during the hockey match. Brendan Smith made an effort that appeared to be bound for the rear of the net. Yet, the contradicting goaltender, Ondrej Pavelec, made a windmill goal save to keep the puck out. Similarly, John Gibson flashed his glove to make a big save on a quick release shot, and Jonathan Bernier made a perfect timing sliding save across the net to stop a scoring opportunity. Mike Vernon. In his professional career, Mike Vernon won 2 Stanley Cups, and both times he played a crucial role in the winning squad. Vernon was the heart and soul of the 1989 Calgary Flames championship team, always producing clutch saves when they needed them. Many people fail to remember that he even played on that squad. The 1989 Calgary Flames were the only club to defeat the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal during Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and they were unable to do so without Vernon. In addition to winning a Conn Smith, Vernon won his 2nd Stanley Cup in Detroit. All during that season, people questioned Mike Vernon and the Red Wings and said they were a team that just couldn't win the Stanley Cup. But Vernon was at the top of his game, and the Red Wings proved everyone wrong.